with me. Okay. I question the freedom in this country. I really do. I honestly do not believe that America is as free as it professes or it professed to be. Absolute freedom, you know what I mean? Like absolute freedom. Because I don't think absolute freedom it really is a thing in this country, you know what I mean? So the adjective should just not even be included. Um, most of us from foreign countries who came here, um, we were eluded to think that America is a safe place, which to me, to some extent, it is. To some extent, it's not. We were eluded to think that when you come to America, you have absolute freedom. It's a country that everyone's free to do what they want to do, be who they want to be, and achieve whatever they desire in mind. To me, to some extent, that's true, but it's not a full truth. Um, and it's kind of hard to really sit in fact of how America really is, because America is still projecting an image to the world as the land of the free, the place where you can come in and be anything you want to be, and wherever you dream of being, you can be here. Whatever you dream of being, or whatever you want to be, you can be here. Can I say what's on your mind? And I mean, then how free is that free really is? And that's the thing that I really question, because free that people who live in the country should have the absolute freedom to express themselves in regards to issues or things that they dislike, even if what they say is not in support or in agreement with other people. People should not have to live in fear of the fact that if I say this in this country right now, this is where my life is going to be, or my livelihood is going to be at stake. And that's where at times I question whether this country is really what it professes to the word to be. I question that. I really do. You know what I mean? And every day I question the freedom in this country. I question the total freedom in this country. And what bugs me, it bothers me to some extent, is that those who are Americans in this country are being suppressed every single day. And which make me to question if people are really citizens in this country. And what I mean? Because people will tell you, I'm a citizen in this country, but their rights are not really a citizenship on rights. And that makes me question, is that are people citizens for real, or they just citizen or out of imagination, or just virtual imagination? Because people who are American citizens in this country, doesn't matter what race they are, should not have to live in any box of fear that if I voice my opinion on this issue, I'm going to be eventually a target. Or maybe my livelihood could be at stake. We got a bunch of intellectual, well-known, profound, great people who just don't talk. They are Americans. They got opinions. They got views. They got ideas that they can share that will change the course of the world that we lived in, or their community, or their surroundings. But the fear of the fact that if they do talk, and whatever they are intended to say, if it does not come across right, they will be labeled, and most people don't want to be labeled, or they don't want people going around labeling them based on their opinion. And that's one of the reasons why people don't talk quite often. Even if they see something that needs to be changed, they believe that if they project or interject into whatever is going on in a different way than what people expect them to say, they become a target. Now, for me, I'm an archivist, so I don't really care about what other people think. But a lot of people do. Some people don't want to talk because they're more concerned about what others will think about their opinion. Now, let me bring that. Let me kind of like sum that up in such a way that you understand, because I don't want to keep rumbling and going around. When you see the president of the United States, Donald Trump, We all do not like the opinions and the views of Donald Trump. We all know. A lot of us don't like the opinion and views of Donald Trump. But he speaks and says what is on his mind. He's an American. If he says something that you don't like, we don't like, most of the things that Donald Trump says or he says, most Americans do not like that, but other people do. Okay, but does that mean that he is a threat to America as a whole? Absolutely not. He is exhibiting his freedom of speech. Now, let's break that down a little bit more here. Let's look at a black man who lives in this country, who is an American. Now, he or she cannot function fully as an American. And I don't understand how can anyone be born in a country and cannot effectively function in that country as a citizen. I am confused. I question people's status in this country if they're really American. I honestly do. Even the people who say, yes, I'm an American. I was born in this state. I got a birth certificate to verify that I'm an American. But when I watch their actions and watch the things they do and how fearful they are, I wonder if they really are an American. There are blacks here who were born and raised here, don't know anywhere else to go. They call this home. And they will tell you, hey, there's certain things I just can't say. And I wonder why. They will not even tell me why they can't say it. But for me being here quite enough and been through a lot of things and been through a whole lot of stuff, myself as someone who is not an American, I understand why someone who's an American would not want to speak in a way that it will better America, but they will be notarized or labeled as against America. So most people choose not to speak. So they just get engaged into other things that is not relevant at all. But as a way to not have to deal with the reality of what's going on. Now, in this country again, we talk about racism. And that too is an issue that has not been dealt with. And sometimes I wonder if it ever will be, maybe eventually it would. Where we find certain race of people in this country who think that America is theirs. And they can say what they want to say, do what they want to do. Not necessarily say what they want to say or do what they want to do, or in terms of voicing it out towards those who they actually should voice that to. But they take that on other race of people. You know, in this country, I realize that people have put themselves in a certain class. You know, we got first class, middle class, lower class, no class, and any other class. So those who consider themselves at upper class look down on our race of people and can say whatever, do whatever, and there will be no reaction towards their actions, regardless of whether it's negative or positive. So they have that fully ingrained in their minds that I can take advantage of anyone who's black or anyone who's minority because I'm a first class and nothing else is going to come out of it. I mean, for a black man to be at a grocery store and get a police call or get a white woman to call police on a black man at a grocery store who is actually putting his grocery from his car, for the grocery cart into his car, and the white woman out of nowhere called the police on a black man. And what kind of puzzles me a little bit here is that the 911 recipient take that call and call a police officer on the scene. I mean, what would a 911 recipient, once they get that call, what comes to mind? Did he have a gun? What making you think that he's acting suspicious? See, those questions are not answered because whoever is answering that 911 call might be or is white and believe what a white caller say, and that instantly dispatch a white police officer to the scene. Now, that's where it comes to status. It's a white woman calling who considers herself first class, calling to protect this country that she lives in, that a black man is acting suspicious with a grocery, trying to get his grocery from his cart into his car. We see a same scenario where a black man chose to walk at a park, and a white woman thought that it was no, not thought that, felt that the black man should not be at the park that she's at, and took upon herself the initiative to call the police on a black man at the park. We heard that in this country because we have built classifications. Because we have built classifications. You know, let me be more clear. We have built classifications. Because we have built classifications, people in this country feel convicted of the fact that because there are classifications, there are certain places that a black man is not allowed to stay. We see a black man or a black family who lives or bought a home in a white neighborhood, and the white police call, and the white people in that neighborhood call the police on the black man or the black family. And when the police showed up, this is what amazed me. When the police showed up, he was asking the black man who lives in that neighborhood to show proof if he actually lives or owns that home. Classification is a problem in this country today that other race of people assume that, look, I can say whatever, do whatever to you, and nothing is going to come out of classification in this country. And sometimes when I see, because of classification in this country, what enhances that classification to make it so effective or effectual, let me use the word effectual. What makes it so effectual is that the police, or not necessarily the police as a whole, because the police already ingrained into that whole classification thing where a white person called the police and the police will show up on the scene and validate what the white person is saying, or not really being neutral. But the 911 recipients, those who receive the 911 call, do not scrutinize white callers who call on black people or minority people in this country based on what class. Now, I live here. I live here. I live in this home.